once again, this is Pradeep sir, my YouTube channel Pradeep Parasmani for free education to each and everybody, right? So these days we are doing mathematics. Today we will discuss a very important topic, arithmetic progressions. This is a topic we have in class 10th. So let us move on to the board and learn what is this concept. Before we start, I have a very sincere request that this video will have all the concepts related to arithmetic progressions. It might be a bit long, but it will be very helpful if you want to understand the topic arithmetic progressions, right? So watch the video till the very end, right? So that you do not miss any trick or any idea or any concept or any basic, any fundamental, any doubt, right? So just focus on the board and keep listening to me very sincerely and in a cool manner. So before we start arithmetic progressions, we need to understand the term what is a sequence, right? What is meant by a sequence. On the board I have written 3-4 patterns. I have written 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 0, -2, -4, -6, -8, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and the last one I have written 1, 8, 27, 64. If you observe this very carefully, in the first one you will find that there is a difference of 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, 5 plus 2 is equal to 7, and 7 plus 2 is equal to 9, and so on. In the second we have 0, -2, -4, -6, -8. That is, we are adding -2 to each term to get the next term. These different numbers are known as the terms of this particular sequence. If you see the next one, we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. There is an increasing order, right? 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, 4 plus 5 is equal to 9, 9 plus 7 is equal to 16, 16 plus 9 is equal to 25, right? And if you see the last one, 1, 8, 27, 64. These are actually the cubes, right? Cube of 1 is 1, cube of 2 is 8, 2 into 2 into 2. Cube of 3 is 3 into 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. Then we have the cube of 4, right? So what are we seeing basically? That these are arranged in a particular pattern following some rule, right? So such an arrangement is called sequence, and the various numbers which are occurring in the sequence will be known as its terms, right? So we denote the terms like A1, A2, A3 and so on, right? Now interesting thing is, if we generalize the sequence, we can have a general term of the sequence, and using the formula for the general term or using the condition of a given sequence, we can find the general term. In fact, we can find any term of that sequence. Suppose we are given that there is a sequence whose general term is an is equal to 3n plus 2. This is anth actually, that is the nth term is given by 3n plus 2. find the first term and the second term. So we will write a1, that is putting n is equal to 1, we get a1 is equal to 3n plus 2, that is 3 into 1 plus 2, that is 3 plus 2, 5. Similarly, we can have a2, the second term, n is equal to 2, 3 into 2 plus 2, that is 6 plus 2, 8. So we get the first term and the second term as 5 and 8, right? Now let us see what is arithmetic progression. Just like a sequence, arithmetic progression is also a sequence in which there is a common difference between the consecutive terms, right? The first term will be a1, for example. Then the second term will be a1 plus some difference, that is d. D is taken as the common difference. So the second term will be written as a1 plus d. The third term will be written as a2 plus d. The fourth term will be a3 plus some difference, that is d, and so on, right? So we can check the common difference by subtracting a predecessor from a successor. That is third term minus second term minus first term, and so on. So we can write it as a general form, an plus 1th minus anth term is equal to the common difference. I hope it is clear. Let us understand this with an example. The question is, show that the sequence defined by anth is equal to 4n plus 5. This is an AP, right? And also find the common difference. So we will write it like this. The anth term is equal to 4n plus 5. What we do is, instead of writing n, we replace it by n plus 1. So an plus 1th term will be 4 into n plus 1 plus 5. So we get 4n plus 4 plus 5, that is 4n plus 9. Now if we subtract the nth term from the an plus 1th term, we get 4n plus 9 minus 4n plus 5, which on simplification gives us 4n plus 9 minus 4n minus 5, that is 4. Now this difference is actually independent of n, that is, it does not depend on the value of n. Whatever terms it may be, we will get a constant difference, common difference between the terms, that is 4 itself. So it is a sequence in which the consecutive terms have a common difference of 4. Therefore, it is an AP. It will be more clear. Let us see the other example. Next one. We have the question as, show that the sequence defined by anth is equal to 2n square plus 1 is not an AP, right? So we will proceed as follows. We will write anth is equal to 2n square plus 1. Again we will replace n by n plus 1, and we will get an plus 1th term as 2 into n plus 1 whole square plus 1. So we will expand n plus 1 whole square as n square plus 1 plus 2n, that is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, right? And then we will multiply by 2, and finally on simplification we are getting the answer as 2n square plus 4n plus 3, right? Now the difference between an plus 1th term and the nth term, anth term, will be 2n square plus 4n plus 3 minus of 2n square plus 1, which on simplification will give us 4n plus 2. Now here in the answer we are having n. That means if the value of n changes, this difference will change. So we are observing that this difference between the consecutive terms is not independent of n, therefore it will not be constant. So we will say that the given sequence is certainly not an AP. I hope you got it clear now. You may listen to the explanation once again and you will get it more clear, right? Let us move on to the next slide, slide number B, right? Now we will learn how the general term of the AP is derived. It is a very simple process. Just keep listening to me very carefully, right? So on the top I have written a sequence 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, dash and 25, right? I will rewrite it again. I will write 4 as 1 plus 3, then 1 plus 6, 1 plus 9, 1 plus 12 and so on, right? Again I will write it like this. I will change the numbers in a particular manner, a pattern sort of. 1, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2 times 3, 1 plus 3 times 3, 1 plus 4 times 3 till 25 and so on. So if I represent the number 1 as A and 3 as the common difference D, I can write the sequential terms as A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D and so on. So the first term will be written as A1, that is A. Second term will be written as A2, which is equal to A plus D. The third term will be written as A plus 2D, which will be written as A3. The fourth term is A4, A plus 3D. The fifth term is A5, A plus 4D. Now see the tabular form just down below. I have rewritten it again, right? I have written A1 is equal to A plus 1 minus 1D. I have written A2 is equal to A plus D is equal to A plus 2 minus 1D. I have written A3 is equal to A plus 2D, A plus 3 minus 1D. Same way A plus 3D is equal to A plus 4 minus 1D. A plus 4D is written as A plus 5 minus 1 into D. So I can easily write now A nth is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, right? This formula is known as the nth term, the general term of an AP. Got it? So the nth term from the starting or the beginning is given by A nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1D. Now see the second part, very important one. Suppose you have to find the nth term from the end. Then what formula do we have? So we had the sequence as 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 and 25. Now we reverse this sequence and rewrite as 25, 22, 19, 16 and so on till 4 and we get 1 at the last. Now 25 is the last term and the common difference in this case, this time, we are getting as 22 minus 25, 19 minus 22, 16 minus 19, that is minus 3. In the previous sequence, we were getting the common difference as 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, 7 minus 4 is equal to 3, 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So the sign of the common difference has changed now. If we use the same formula A plus n minus 1D for the nth term, we will get now L plus n minus 1 into minus D, which on simplification gives us L minus n minus 1D, right? So this is just to show you how we got this formula. Even if the sequence is given simple as we had it earlier, we can simply make the last term as the first term and we will change the sign of the common difference. If it was plus earlier, it will become minus, and if it was minus earlier, it will become plus, right? So nth term from the end is given by the formula an is equal to L minus n minus 1d, and nth term from the beginning is given by the formula an is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Just note it that nth term means an. This an is written is actually representing nth term. Another important point you have to note down here is, if at all in the question they are asking you to find the nth term from the end, you will see that the sequence given will be closed at the right end, as in this particular sequence 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 and so on till 25. That is 25 is the last term, right? Keep it in mind. Now we will solve some questions related to these two formulas. An is equal to a plus n minus 1d, an is equal to L minus n minus 1d, right? So that you get a very clear idea how to use these formulas. Okay? All these questions are very important types, right? So pay attention and see what steps we are doing so that we can calculate them very easily. Okay? So we have the first question as, we are given an AP 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16 and 25, right? As you see on the board. So we have to find the fourth term of this AP. So we will use the general formula, nth term an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Here a is equal to 1, the first term, and we have to check the d always by taking 2, 3 sets. D is equal to 4 minus 1, that is 3. 7 minus 4, again 3. 10 minus 7, again 3. So 3 is the common difference. Therefore, we will calculate the fourth term as A4. A4 is equal to A plus 4 minus 1D, that is A plus 3D. So we will put the respective values of A and D. We get the calculation as 1 plus 3 into 3, that is 1 plus 9, which comes out to be 10. And as we see in the sequence in the AP above, we can easily see that the fourth term is 10. Got it? Let's see the next one. Which term of the given AP is 13? Now here we have to calculate at which place in this AP we are getting the number 13, right? So again we have A is equal to 1, D is equal to 3, and we don't know what place we are going to get, right? But we know that at that place we are having 13. That is, nth term is 13, but we do not know at which place this 13 will come. So we have to find the n over here. Again we will use the formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1d. This is the general formula or the formula for the nth term. We will put the respective values. 13 is equal to 1 plus n minus 1, 3. 13 is equal to 1 plus 3n minus 3. In the next step, we get 13 is equal to 3n minus 2. That is 13 plus 2 is equal to 3n. 3n is equal to 15. So n is equal to 15 divided by 3. That is n is equal to 5. So we can say that the fifth term of this AP is 13. And as you see above, we can easily check out that 13th is at the fifth place in this AP. So the fifth term of this AP is 13, right? Let us see the third question. The question is, show that 9, 12, 15, 18, this sequence is an AP, and then find the nth term also. So if we want to check whether a sequence is AP or not, So we can use the definition of AP, that any sequence in which the terms have a common difference in between them, it will be known as a AP. So here we are having A is equal to 9 and the common difference is 12 minus 9, that is 3, 15 minus 12, that is 3, 18 minus 15, that is again 3. So the common difference is coming same between the terms. Therefore, it is an AP. Now the nth term is given by an is equal to a plus n minus 1d, right? So we will put the value of a and we will write an is equal to 9 plus 3 into n minus 1, that is 9 plus 3n minus 3, which comes out to be 3n plus 6. So we will write an is equal to 3n plus 6. That is the nth term or the general term of this AP is 3n plus 6. Got it? See question number 4. The question is, how many terms are there in the given AP? We have an AP where the terms are 3, 6, 9, 12 and so on till 111, right? So the last term or the nth term is 111 over here. We are given first term a is equal to 3. We will calculate the d. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. And the nth term an is given as 111. That is the last term, right? So we have to check how many terms will come till 111. So we use the formula a_nth is equal to a plus n minus 1d. 111 is equal to 3 plus n minus 1 into 3, because a is also 3 and d is also 3. We are putting the values of a and d over here, right? So we get 111 is equal to 3n, that is 111 divided by 3 is equal to n, which gives us n is equal to 37. So there will be 37 terms till 111 in this particular AP. Or we can say that 111 is at the 37th place. So 111 is the 37th term of this particular AP. Got it? You can revise it again and understand it better. Now let us move on to the next page. Some more questions. Let me tell you very clearly that all these questions are actually different ideas, different tricks, different types, right? So listen to my explanation very carefully, very sincerely, very attentively, so that there is no doubt at the end of this video, right? So we have the question number 5. Is 184 a term of this given sequence? We have the given sequence as 3, 7, 11. So the first term here is a is equal to 3. The common difference d is equal to 7 minus 3, that is 4. 11 minus 7, that is 4. So let the nth term be 184, right? Nth term means an is equal to 184. So we will use the formula again. an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. 184 is equal to 3 plus n minus 1 into 4. 184 is equal to 3 plus 4n minus 4. 184 is equal to 4n minus 1. That is 185 is equal to 4n. n is equal to 185 by 4, which comes out to be a fraction actually. That is 46 1 by 4. But here n is not a natural number, because we can have first term, second term, third term or fourth term, but we cannot have the term as a fraction, right? So we will say that 184 is not a term of this particular AP, right? Let us see the next one. Question number 6. This one is a very interesting question and very important one also. The question is, which term of the given AP is the first negative term? We have the AP as 20, 19 1 by 4, 18 and a half, 17 3 by 4. So here we have the first term A is equal to 20, and we have the common difference as 19 1 by 4 minus 20, that is minus 3 by 4, or 18 and a half minus 19 1 by 4, that is minus 3 by 4, right? So we have D is equal to minus 3 by 4 and first term A is equal to 20. Now let the nth term be the first negative number of this AP. Then we will have the nth term is less than 0. Nth term is given by A plus n minus 1 D. So we will put the respective values. 20 plus n minus 1 into minus 3 by 4. Right? We will take the LCM over here on the left hand side. 80 plus minus 3 into n minus 1 divided by 4 is less than 0. So next step we have 80 plus 3 minus 3n is less than 0. That is 83 minus 3n is less than 0. That is 83 is less than 3n, which means 3n is greater than 83. That is n is greater than 83 by 3, which comes out to be 27 2 by 3. So n is greater than 27 point something, and the next natural number we will be having is 28. So we will say that the 28th term will be the first negative term of this particular AP, right? Let us see the next question now. Question number 7. It is again an important one. Listen to the explanation very carefully. The 10th term of an AP is 52. The 16th term is 82. We have to find the 32nd term and also the general term, right? So we will proceed as follows. Let A be the first term and D be the common difference. So using the formula for the general term, we will have A10 is equal to A plus 10 minus 1D, that is 52 is equal to A plus 9D. This becomes equation 1. And also we are having A16 is equal to A plus 16 minus 1D, that is 82 is equal to A plus 15D. This is equation number 2, right? So we have two linear equations, simultaneous equations. We can solve them by either way, either by substitution or elimination or cross multiplication method, whichever is comfortable, right? You can use any one of this. So here I am using the elimination method. I am subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, and I get the situation like this. A plus nd is equal to 52, A plus 15d is equal to 82, and I finally get minus 6d is equal to minus 30, d is equal to minus 30 by minus 6, that is d is equal to 5. Now I put this value of d is equal to 5 in equation 1. I get A plus 9d is equal to 52. Put the value of d over here. A plus 45 is equal to 52. A is equal to 52 minus 45, that is 7. So we are having A is equal to 7 and D is equal to 5. So I can easily have the AP as 7, 7 plus 5, 12, 7 plus 10, 17. That is, the AP is 7, 12, 17 and so on, right? And the 32nd term is A32, which will be written as A32 is equal to A plus 32 minus 1 into D, that is 7 plus 31d. I put the value of d over here and I get 7 plus 155, that is A32 is equal to 162. So the 32nd term is 162. Now for the general term we have an is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Put the values of a and d over here and we get 7 plus n minus 1 into 5, that is 7 plus 5n minus 5, which gives us 5n plus 2. So the general term for this AP will be nth term is equal to 5n plus 2. Putting the values of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, we can get any term of this AP, right? I hope you got it. Now let us move on to the next page. Question number 8 is there. The question is, find the general term of an AP whose 7th term is minus 1 and 16th term is 17. So we are given 7th term, that is A7 is equal to A plus 6D, which is equal to minus 1, and 16th term is written as A16 is equal to A plus 15D, which is equal to 17. So we have two equations again over here. We can solve them anyway. So what I am doing here is elimination method. We are subtracting equation number 2 from equation number 1. So we get the result as minus 9d is equal to minus 18, that is d is equal to minus 18 divided by minus 9, which comes out to be 2. So common difference is 2. Now we put this value of d is equal to 2 in equation 1. We get a plus 6d is equal to minus 1, right? So a plus 12 is equal to minus 1, a is equal to minus 1 minus 12, that is a is equal to minus 13. So we have the first term as minus 13 and we have the common difference as 2. So we will write the general term as a nth is equal to a plus n minus 1d. We put the respective values of a is equal to minus 13 and d is equal to 2 here, and we get minus 13 plus 2n minus 2. Finally we get a nth is equal to 2n minus 15. That is the nth term or the general term is given by 2n minus 15 for this particular situation, right? Let us see another one. Good question. Question number 9. It is a very important type. The question is, if 5 times the 5th term is equal to 8 times the 8th term, show that the 13th term is 0, right? So we will proceed this way. Let the given AP be A, A2, A3, A4 and so on. That is, the first term is A and let the common difference be D, right? So according to the question, we are given that 5 times the 5th term is equal to 8 times the 8th term. That is, 5 into A5 is equal to 8 into A8. A5 is written as A plus 4D and A8 is written as A plus 7D. So 5 times A plus 4D is equal to 8 times A plus 7D. We solve it. 5a plus 20d is equal to 8a plus 56d, and we get the calculation as, that is 8a minus 5a plus 56d minus 20d is equal to 0, right? That is 3a plus 36d is equal to 0, a plus 12d is equal to 0 if you take 3 common over here, and a plus 12d can be written as a plus 13 minus 1d is equal to 0, and a plus 13 minus 1d is written as a13. That is, the 13th term is a13, which is written as a plus 13 minus 1d, which is coming out to be 0. So this was what had to be proven. So we have finally proved that the 13th term is 0 if 5 times the 5th term is equal to the 8 times of 8th term, right? So we are getting 13th term as 0, hence proof. Got it? Let us move on to the next page for some more very interesting questions and very important types, right? So here we have the question number 10. How many two-digit numbers are divisible by 7? Very important type, pay attention, right? Listen carefully. Now we have to find the two-digit numbers which are divisible by 7. So the first two-digit number is 10 and the last two-digit number is 99. So we have to check a bit which number is divisible by 7. So if we take the table of 7, we find that 14 is the first two-digit number divisible by 7 and 98 is the last two-digit number which is divisible by 7. So we get the AP as 14, 21, 28 and so on till 84, 91, 98. Very clearly we can see that the first term A is 14, the common difference will definitely be 7 and the last term is nth term, that is 98. So we have to find how many such numbers are there. That is, we have to find the n, right? So we use the formula again, an is equal to a plus n minus 1d, that is the nth term is given here is 98. So 14 plus n minus 1 into 7 is equal to 98. 14 plus 7n minus 7 is equal to 98. 7n plus 7 is equal to 98. 7n is equal to 98 minus 7, that is n is equal to 91 by 7, which comes out to be 13. So we are getting n is equal to 13. So there will be 13 two-digit numbers which are divisible by 7 between 10 and 99. Got it? You can revise it again, right? Now see the 11th question, a very, very interesting one. Which term of this AP? The AP is 3, 15, 27, 39. The question says, which term of this AP will be 132 more than the 54th term, right? Never get panicky by seeing the question itself. Proceed with a cool mind, you will be able to get the steps automatically, right? So what we do here is, as we see the question, we can easily see first term A is equal to 3. The common difference is 15 minus 3 or 27 minus 15 or 39 minus 27, which comes out to be 12, right? So now let us suppose that the nth term is 132 more than the 54th term, right? So we will write an is equal to 132 plus 54th term. Now 54th term is written as a plus 54 minus 1 into d. So we get a nth term is equal to 132 plus a plus 53d and nth term is written as a plus n minus 1d. So we will put the respective values of a and d and solve. So finally we get n minus 1 is equal to 768 by 12, which is 64, right? That is n minus 1 is equal to 64, so n is equal to 65. So 65th term will be 132 more than the 54th term. You can calculate the 54th term and you can calculate the 65th term. You will find a difference of 132. I hope you got it. Now see the question number 12, one of the most important question, right? The question is, if two APs have the same common difference, the first term of one is 3 and the first term of the second AP is 8. Then find the difference of their second terms or their 100th terms, right? So we will proceed as follows. Let the common difference be D, which is common to both the APs, right? Then the nth term of both the APs are written as an is equal to a plus n minus 1d, and the other one will be, let bn is equal to b plus n minus 1d, right? So we put the values of the first terms. We write an is equal to 3 plus n minus 1d and bn is equal to 8 plus n minus 1d. Now we find the difference of this nth term, that is an minus bn. So on solving, we find that we get the answer as 3 minus 8 is equal to minus 5, which is actually the difference of the first term. Now this difference is coming as a constant number, minus 5, irrespective of the value of n. That is, this is independent of n, right? So we can say that whatever term will be there, the difference of the respective terms will always be same, that is minus 5 itself. Whether it is the second term or the fourth term or the 100th term or the millionth term, any term, the difference of respective terms will always be the same, which is equal to the difference of their first terms, right? So we can generalize that if two APs are having same common difference, then the difference between their respective terms will be the difference of their first terms, right? These were questions related to the general term of an AP. Now we have another type of sums where we have to select the terms of AP in such a way that we use the arithmetic progression method. This method and the sum to n terms method will be discussed in the next video, arithmetic progressions B, right? So you must watch it very carefully, just as you did in this video, right? Go to the description box and you will find a playlist 10th Standard Mathematics. I have discussed some important topics related to 10th Standard Mathematics, right? So thank you guys. Stay blessed. God bless you all. Be happy. Enjoy learning, right? Bye bye. Love you all. Thank you. Jai Bharat. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.